think when the BU case occurred, I think the father came out stating he could not believe that his son was capable of something like that.
On that point, it was very interesting because I think that my response to him saying that is different because I watched Adolescence on Netflix.
Interesting.
Granted, I mean, and
Response
Felicia, you've
first.
watched it as well, right? And it was the last episode. Okay, spoiler dulu This one is a spoiler So the kid did it. Okay?
Because in the first episode, it wasn't that clear.
Yeah. So in the first episode, you don't know whether or not the kid did it. But
Yeah.
yes, last episode, they confirmed the kid did it, okay? So lepas tu, the last episode was how the parents were reacting to finding out that their son was actually a killer. And it was the last scene, it was in a bedroom, I think. And the wife and the husband were talking and they said like, I thought I did a good job of raising my kid. And he was breaking down in tears. And then the wife supported him and says, yes, I think you've been an excellent father and all that. And then they raised the point that they had another kid that turned out fine.
We raised them the same.
And that hit me. That moment hit me so much because it's like you can do everything correctly and somehow the world can still come in, turn your kid into something else. And that really colored my response to hearing the father say that.
Okay, so when you heard the father's statement, the BU guys, what did you think?
I thought I can empathize with him more than if I had not watched Adolescence on Netflix.
As humans, we don't realize that we're always very quick to judge. Sometimes memang the child could really look fine, you know. But it's then other signs of seeing like, oh, my child is not very good at making friends. Or my child is spending a lot of time on the phone.
Sorry, I wanted to ask you as well. Like for the Netflix thing, you haven't watched Adolescence.
I haven't watched it.
When the father said that, how did you feel?
The description you just gave, that was what I felt.
Right. My heart broke, you know, when I heard the father say that.
Same. That ruined my day.
So I have a different read, but I thought it was interesting that it was the father saying it,
Not the mother.
not the mother.
Okay, why is that interesting to you?
Okay, so I work in gender, kan? And so one of the things that we think is not connected, but actually is that the work of raising a child almost always falls to the mother. And so the father in many situations is the provider lah, orang say kan these days, the person who is responsible for like the finances and all that, but not the emotional well-being of the child. And so these sort of warning signs, as Felicia calls them, tends to fall under their radar.
Tapi dari segi Cina kan, there's a different perspective on this lah. Sometimes the wife don't want to talk when the husband is talking one lah. From that generation lah. Kau media? You talk lah, that kind of thing lah.
But that's also gender relations, right?
Yes.
Because you see macam bila anak-anak tertinggal in the car ke or something like that kan, people always say, yalah, what's the mother doing, you know?
So the mother's the first to blame.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't think of that.
So Cha raised the racial element to this, and I hate to do this.
It's fine.
I do feel it's my journalistic duty to bring up the racial lens to this. So okay, contohnya, 8 years ago, 2017, UPNM case,
Zulfarhan, my gosh,
murdered by his classmates or whatever it was. And to this day, I recall someone making the point, ni bapa budak pelajar BU ni dia dah buat kenyataan yang macam, I'm so sorry for what my son did. To this day, we've not heard anything from the parents of the accused in Zulfarhan's case. And some folks were making it a racial point. Is there truth to that? What do you think? There's no loaded question also, I am aware.
Yes, never considered that.
I don't want to go very deep into it, but my parents obviously are Chinese, right? And the things that they say can come across very racist. But I don't blame them, right? Because these are real experience that they do experience. So it's easy for us to say like, okay, orang ni racist dan sebagainya. But actually, if you actually get to know the person, you sort of understand and we make it into a racial thing. I personally don't think that is the direction that we should go towards, because this problem can exist anywhere. Not even just Malaysia. If Netflix did a show in the Western country, that means it's not a racial thing.
I was just going to say that actually.
But also the other thing that we sometimes forget about is the age, right? So these UPNM students were in their 20s. And so there comes a point where we think that they should be responsible for their own actions too.
Could be that, yeah.
So
that the parents feel like it's on the kid lah.
Wow, such a nuanced discussion. I love it. Yeah.
Thanks for watching Siapa Makan Chili.
If you have any guests that you want to see, please leave us a comment.
And don't forget to subscribe.